Hello everyone, welcome to Telangana Exam Center. Today in our concept of economic series, we are going to see with regard to national income, some important sub-concepts are there without which it is very difficult to understand the complete national income and methods of calculating the national income also. So anyhow, this is a basic concept series. So I will not be going into the discussion of GDP, GNP, market price, factor cost or basic prices, income method, expenditure method, criticism of each method, advantages of each method. A lot much of content is there with regard to the national income itself. But this kind of concepts are important in order to study the daily newspaper or in order to understand a particular economic book whichever you pick up for your exam preparation. That is the reason you should be knowing basic concepts. National income, here we are going to see what is the meaning of geographic and economic territory, and after knowing it we will also talk about nationals and what is the meaning of residents. Then we will link these two concepts with GDP. That is our complete aim at this point of time. In the next class we will be seeing this topic and this topic also. Okay, anyhow it is here only. Okay, right, let us start our discussion. And I have to tell all of you that already we have completed all these concepts. So make sure that you learn all of these concepts. What is the meaning of resource, economy versus economics, meaning of welfare, positive economics means what, normative economics means what, micro and macroeconomics, opportunity cost. All of these we have already completed. Now we are talking about the sixth concept of economy. Okay. So before going into the discussion, as simple as that, every time what I do is I'll just try to advertise. Okay, please don't mind, try to advertise some of my modules that I will generally launch for the students. So obviously economic paper and formation paper in Indian subjects, economic paper in regional subjects of Telangana, formation paper, these are my forte subjects. These two carry 300 marks whether you are preparing from group 1 or group 2 or group 3. So you will be perfectly taught these two subjects. So if you start your preparation from today only, what will happen is at the time of examination, these two bigger papers will be completed and you are well placed and you are very near to the threshold of cutoff marks too. That's the reason it is very important that you should be very thorough, and to be thorough you should start the preparation very early. For this purpose you have to just call me on the number given here or also in the description. You can talk to me, you can have a strategy with me, and I'll tell you what all you are going to get when you are dealing these two papers with me, how long we are having this particular two papers classes, what about the test series, what about the doubt clarification sessions, what about the material, all of that definitely I will be doing in the demo session. So you don't need to worry about everything with regard to these two papers and up to 300 marks. I am there with you. So you'll get a complimentary national and international current affairs also. You'll get Telangana budget, Telangana economic survey handouts also, Indian economic survey, Indian economic budget handouts also, or any of the current affairs you will get as a free, right? So do make sure that don't be late in the choices that you have already made. If you know that you have to go with the preparation of TGPSC examination, so definitely you have to be a part of this particular course and make sure that 300 marks are there in your hand before getting into the examination notification itself. Decorated posts are not just simple. Remember this point here. I always tell to my students that there are 2000 group 2 officers and 500 group 1 officers running the show for the total state, 3 crore 50 lakhs population. Just imagine the status that you will be having when you get this particular job. So make sure that you don't leave this opportunity. How much you have read is read. Now just connect to me and try to ignite your preparation again, stimulate it with a lot of hard work and consistent and perseverance. You will definitely crack the examination for sure. Chalo. So before going into the discussion, let us first of all understand what is the meaning of nationals. Okay. Then we'll also talk about what residents. Nationals and residents. Remember this point here, nationals are those people who are having actually the citizenship of any country. In our case, we'll take the example of our country only, that India. Anyone who are holding the citizenship of India, we call them as Indian nationals. And these people could be residing within India or could be living in UK or in Russia or in Africa or in Australia, whatsoever may be, even in the Mars also, does not matter. Okay, the person who is having the Indian citizenship, basically he is called as nationals of India across the globe. He may be residing in our country, may be residing in some other country, that does not matter. He will still be called as what? Citizen of India only, or the national of India. Clear? Right. Now we'll talk about the meaning of resident here. Resident is one who is living in India. The basic definition of resident is living in India. Remember this point. Now we are just talking about the people who are living in India. They are called as residents. We are talking this only. See the proper definition what I am talking about. The individuals which are living in India are called as residents. It means the residents could be what? The citizens of the country and the non-citizen of the country. It means I as a citizen living here, so I am a resident citizen of our India. Someone else is coming from what? UK and residing here. He is also called as resident. Why? Because he is living in India, but he is holding the citizenship of what? UK. Remember this point here. So anyone who lives in our country, irrespective of what? Irrespective of nationality, whether you are Indian citizen or whether you are a foreign country citizen, does not matter. As far as you are living in India, you are called as what? Resident, and all of you are subjected to law of land of this country. Nothing but constitution, nothing but Supreme Court, nothing but judiciary. All of these things will be applicable on you. Means any law made in our country will be equally applicable to both citizens and non-citizens, basically to all the residents who are living in India. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. I'll just try to summarize what I have told you. Nationals are those who are holding what? Indian citizenship. Whether they were living in India or outside India does not matter. Still, all of them are called as Indian nationals only. Residents are those who are living in India who could be citizens of India also, who could not be citizens of not a citizen of India also. Those are called as residents. The basic definition of the resident is anyone who is living in India. I hope the concept of national and the resident is completed. Okay. Now I will like to take you to integrate it with GDP and GNP. Please remember this very carefully, because whereas if you talk about NNP or if you talk about NDP, it is all about depreciation. It's not a concept in itself. It's just a extension of GDP and GNP, in which we'll try to identify the actual worth of flow of money in the economy. Right, now let us talk about GDP. GDP, gross domestic product. Gross is nothing but summation. Summation means anything that has been produced in our country and that has value in our country, exchange value is there. We all accumulate and consider it as one. That is called as what? Gross. Domestic is nothing but within our country. Within our country, we are making that particular goods and services and the value of it. GDP is anything which is produced within the boundaries of a country is called as what? GDP. Whereas GNP is one. Okay. Anything that is produced, okay, in the form of a good or a service by the nationals of a country, nationals of India, you can see here, by the nationals of India. I hope this is very clear to you. Here just imagine a point. I'll try to relate it to our national and residence concept. Here the definition you see, GDP is nothing but anything that has been produced, okay, within the boundary of the country. Anything, whoever produces it, does not matter. It means GDP is a resident based concept, residentship concept you can say. Why? Because whether you are a citizen of India, whether you are a non-citizen of India, if you all are residing in India and producing goods and services, the final value of these all are calculated in GDP. Here we will not segregate that it is a GDP of citizens or it is a GDP of non-citizens. We will not separate like that. We generally see that all of it, whatever the goods and services and the final value of whatever has been produced in our country, we consider in summation as gross, and that is only called as GDP. That's why GDP is a Resident concept does not differentiate between a national and a non-national. Remember this point. When we come to GNP, it is very, very easy to understand that it takes care of the concept of nationals, nothing but Indian nationals, whether in India or outside India, how much value of goods and services they are producing, that all final value will be calculated in GNP. Whether you are in India, citizen of India, and you are also citizen of India but living abroad, whatever the amount of money that you earn, etc., all of it will be added, then it is called as what? GNP. It means here, very, very important point, the people who are non-citizen of our country and still residing, means any foreigner residing in our country also producing, let us suppose they are producing a film here. Okay, suppose Tom Cruise has come and acted in a film in India and he has paid 100 crore rupees of check. Is this money calculated in GNP? No, because GNP is a complete nationalistic concept. Okay, it adds value of goods and services produced only by the nationals, whether you are living in India or living in any part of the world, and exclude all those amount of value of goods and services that has been accumulated by the non-citizen in our country. That has been accumulated by non-citizen in our country. I hope the concept is very clear to you. If not, please write in the comment section. I will try to tell you again and again. That's not a big problem, or you can just WhatsApp me. Okay, I'll try to tell you more better one. Okay, chaliye. So this is done. In economics, basically, always remember, you have to read again and again. You have to listen again and again. Then only you will understand it. If you are a non-economic background person. Okay, economic background people also have a lot of issues with economy also. Okay, they're not like gems in economy. Fine. Now we will talk about the concept of geographical territory and economic territory. Again, we'll link it with what? GDP and GNP. Geographical territory of any country is the land border. Okay, land border of a country which the country is having complete jurisdiction. Then it is called as what? Geographical territory. So complete India's mainland and Andaman Nicobar Islands and Lakshadweep, all of these together are called as what? Land border of our country, where we enjoy absolute jurisdiction in order to administer with regard to social, economic, whatever areas are there. We are 100% responsible for its complete governance. That is called as what? Geographical territory. While calculating GDP, we will not take the geographical territory into consideration. While calculating national income also, we will not take into geographical territory as a concept of consideration. Okay, basically whenever we calculate national income, we will generally take economic territory for our consideration. Economic territory is nothing but geographical territory plus, means India, Andaman, Nicobar, Lakshadweep, all of these, plus India's airspace, whatever the flights are going here, that all money, whatever is generating is ours. India's water ways, whatever are there, the international waters that are given to us, like 220 nautical miles, exclusive economic zones are there, 12 nautical miles are there. These waters also belongs to us. Plus Indian residents operating ship between India, Australia, India, Myanmar, etc. All that money also. So vessels and ships operated by Indian citizens across the countries, that money will also be calculated. Plus you have to add plus. Economic territory is nothing but geographical territory plus airspace and the waterways of our country, plus vessels and ship operated by Indian residents across various other countries, plus consulates, embassies, high commissionerates, all of these which are in other countries, if we are having Indian embassy in USA. So whatever the money produced by the Indian embassy for the registration of childbirth or for the divorce, whatever they want to do there, whatever the income which is generated in our embassy in USA will all come under what? calculation of national income, that all comes under what? Economic territory of our country. So when we are taking the money, when we are calculating the amount of money which is originated in our consulates, embassies in other countries, we are adding in, no. The same way we will subtract the embassies, the foreign embassies, whatever they are generating the money here, we will subtract that also. Clear? Fine. So that's why it is very important. Economic territory is way bigger than what? Geographical territory. Remember this point. And while calculating national income, we will consider economic territory only, not the geographical territory. I hope this is all clear to you. The concept of nationals and residents we have completed. We have correlated with what? GDP and GNP. Then I have spoken about geographical territory and economic territory, and geographical territory is lesser than what? Economic territory. And while calculating of national income or GDP or GNP whatsoever, economic territory is being considered. What comes under the economic territory I have already given to you. I hope this is all clear. Take care. I'll see you in the next conceptual class. Make sure that you don't skip any of these classes, and do enroll in my courses and learn so perfectly, so beautifully, so amazingly with me. Have a very good mentorship plan so that you will be very ready for the examinations which are coming very soon. Thank you.